Fox News alert, everybody. On a Friday, the IRS ordered to go under oath. A federal judge telling the tax agency it has 30 days to explain in writing how years of emails from Lois Lerner and 6 others at the IRS disappeared. The mystery. Good morning, everybody. That's where we start. I'm Bill Hemmer, and welcome here to America's Newsroom.
Good morning. You're outnumbered, just you and I. Just the two of us.
Still.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum. So that ruling comes as the IRS faces a very big day in court today as well. The conservative group True the Vote, who we've spoken to here many times, today will ask a judge to force the agency to let some tech geeks come in there and really get their hands on these hard drives and see what can be done, because nobody from the outside has made any attempt to do that. And Charles Krauthammer commented on it last night. He says the federal rulings here today are critical.
The only way it's going to happen, the Department of Justice has no interest, of course. They're part of this, let's put it mildly, ignoring the issue rather than covering it up. And you see this pattern of deception and concealment on the part of Lois Lerner and the IRS consistently.
Well, Chris Stirewalt, our Fox News digital politics editor, with us now live. No offense to the tech geeks out there. We all need them, as you know. There's a fundamental question here, and that is what, Chris?
Well, the reason the tech geeks are so important in this case, in this story, is they're the ones who can answer this question. Was there deliberate intent to target the president's political enemies, or is it what the administration says, an accidental, that the laws were unclear and that people were trying to do the right thing, but they ended up making mistakes? Intent is huge here, and the emails, the missing emails, are exactly the thing that can answer the question about what were people thinking and what were people doing as these misdeeds occurred.
So how significant so far is the judge's ruling in this case?
Well, you start to see that time is running out. Just as Charles was talking about, you start to see that time is running out for a slow walk approach that the administration has taken. Now, remember, this was May of 2013 that this news broke. We still have not seen anything from a much vaunted internal investigation inside the Obama administration from the Justice Department. They've said, we've got this, we can handle it, but nothing has issued forth. And we have these bizarre stories, bizarre sounding stories about recycled hard drives that happen to contain the data most sought by congressional investigators. And the judiciary, you start to get a sense that the judiciary is growing frustrated with the administration's inability to either answer the question substantively or show that they're making progress on their own criminal investigation.
So what's different today in this case then with True the Vote?
I think we have to remember what we learned this week from Lois Lerner, or from her old emails, which was that she was actively working to suppress loose talk in emails, realizing that congressional investigators were trying to get these things done. Those emails are a huge turning point in this case, because it tells us she's there saying, now, I'm telling people, be careful what you say in your emails because congressional investigators want these things. That looks a lot like a smoking gun. That means that a judge would have even more reason to say, hey, look, you have to have a good answer to this, because we see what looks like collusion going on in this one email we do have. You've got to have a better reason than we can't find them, the dog ate my hard drive, in order to shield the agency from further inquest.
Jim, one last question on this. Do you think we will ever find out the truth? I mean, based on what we know right now, is that possible? Will that happen?
The truth in Washington is not always readily at hand, but sometimes accountability is. And what really the goal in this case is accountability. Who did it? Why did they do it? And holding that person to account, that is sometimes an attainable goal in Washington.
Sometimes. We're on standby for the judge. Thank you, Chris Stirewalt, leading our coverage there in Washington.